same corner of town. We used to share our stories, the evening sky painted with hues, etched promises in our hearts. Walking down the same streets where we laughed together. Reality feels so distant, lost behind the mist of time. Now everything feels so fake, just shadows left behind. But when night falls, I always remember back in those days, back when we promised we'd never forget. Back in those days, everything was so bright, and I'm still here, waiting for you. Old pictures in a worn-out album, our faces smiling wide. But time keeps moving on, leading us down separate paths. Maybe we'll never go back to those colorful days we knew, but every memory that remains is always in my heart. Now everything feels so fake, just shadows left behind. But when night falls, I always remember back in those days, back when we promised we'd never forget. But when night falls, I always remember back in those days, back when we promised we'd never forget. But when night falls, I always remember time. But in every dream I have at night, I still feel close to you. Back in those days, back when we promised we'd never forget. Never forget. Back in those days, everything was so bright, and I'm still here, waiting for you. Back in those days, back when we promised we'd never forget. Back in those days, everything was so bright, and I'm still here, waiting for